Good afternoon, this is Nick with Williams Sewer Line Inspectors providing a sewer line inspection here at 3516 Verdugo Vista Terrace in Los Angeles. Right now what we're looking at is the city sewer. That's the motion of water in the bottom of the pipe in front of us. And what we're looking at the bottom of the screen is the very first section of pipe. That really starts to be your sewer line. This is the very first joint that you'll have on your sewer line right here. And believe it or not, it's actually a good thing that this joint has a little bit of water holding in it. As you can see, this is a very offset joint, but the fact that water is holding in this pipe indicates that it's not able to leak out of the joint. Any water that is passing through this point in the system is actually either going to the sewer or just staying right here. It's not going to be just slowly leaking out and into the dirt around the pipe, which is really good. We can also see a little bit of mortar at the left-hand side of the screen, which indicates that this is probably how they went ahead and installed this pipe. It's really not the best installation, but it's not something which is going to cause a problem necessarily for this pipe. It's also not something which is currently in a point of failure. It's really not something I would recommend being repaired. As we pull back, we see that this is how a joint really should look, and it's actually much tighter, closer fit. This is a clay pipe. Clay is really a form of glass made with the clay material. It's the same process that they use to make glass. And it's very highly resistant to all sorts of chemicals and water. It doesn't oxidize, it won't corrode or deteriorate with time, which is really great. It gives it a unlimited life potential. The only things that slow clay down is when roots which are able to get into clay systems are not maintained. They will grow a lot thicker and they'll damage the pipe. Also, earthquakes can damage a pipe. This is just a transition in pipe sizes. We're going from a 6-inch pipe, which is out here, to a 4-inch pipe, which comes down onto your property. Okay, here we have some cracks in the top of the pipe. Now these are stress cracks. They're being caused by these roots. Now you can't see it straight off bat, but if I pull back a little bit, you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, these roots have gotten up to about a 1/2-inch diameter in thickness, some of them. There's one that's right underneath the PM on the right-hand side of the screen, and there's one just above the arrow, the down arrow, which says on the bottom right-hand side of the screen. These roots are thicker than they should be. They're obviously cracking the pipe. There's a really good chance that this doesn't need to be repaired or replaced. A chance that it does need to be replaced. It's about 3 feet deep, and it's just in the front planter area right next to the driveway, on the side of the driveway as you look at the house from the street. So that location will get a little bit of a green spot. Just in case you do need to replace it, you'll be able to see where it is. But what this really does need at this time is a hydrojet. A standard snake method of cleaning is not guaranteed to be able to get rid of thickness, but a hydrojet will definitely do the job. Additionally, a hydrojet will come with a camera inspection, which will be able to give this particular spot another look after the roots have been removed from it and get just a clear view of it without any roots. It's obviously cracked. The crack is contained within a joint, and typically size, what I'm able to see in a joint, doesn't require replacement, does not require replacement. So what we really want to see is if these roots have cracked the pipe where they're coming in, right at the base of the roots, to a degree that it changes the status of my recommendation on this at this point. At this point I'm saying hydrojet probably doesn't need any replacement, but after the hydrojet, if you notice big chunks of pipe missing and that the sewage is definitely able to escape through larger chunks of pipe, then that would change that recommendation. As you can see, the water flowing through the system is able to flow right over what we have. It's not going to cause a stop immediately to the service, but it's just something that I'd like to have cleaned out of the system so you don't end up having to replace it unnecessarily if it's not broken at this point. And the chances of it being broken at this point are, to the degree that it needs to be replaced, are probably around the 10% at this point. And it's only 3 foot deep on property. It's not a very large replacement should it become necessary. A little bit of a chipping on the pipe here, really nothing to worry about. And then we're transitioning materials, it looks like, to a plastic pipe here, which gives you always this big, you see a lot of the clay pipe because clay walls of the clay pipe are much thicker than the plastic pipe, and they use a rubber fitting to join them together, which you end up seeing a lot of the clay. Plastic is a great material for sewer lines. It's about as resistive to chemicals and water as clay is, but it doesn't allow for root intrusion. Also, it's a flexible pipe, so it doesn't crack under stress. So this plastic pipe is not likely to have any roots coming into it anytime soon. Here we go right back into clay. So there's just a transition to that plastic pipe. Back into clay, and then back into plastic in a second here. Here we're back in plastic. And this is the access point that we use today. I'll just stabilize the camera. This is the access we use today. This is right in the corner next to the water shutoff. Irrigation. There's the sidewalk, living room window, and out there's the front yard. Okay. So overall, this is a clay line with a little bit of plastic upgrades in it. There are some offsets. There's a lot of offsets really in the line. There's a little bit of cracking occurring also where some roots have gotten out of hand. It is definitely possible, even probable, to be able to avoid having to replace that pipe where the roots are coming in by servicing it properly at this time and then just standing up, keeping up with a yearly maintenance schedule. That yearly maintenance does not need to be a hydrojetting. It can be a standard snaking, but the first maintenance really has to be a hydrojetting in order to get a guaranteed product. Also, you get a video confirmation that they got rid of those roots, which really, without that video confirmation, there's really no way to tell that a root that thick has actually been gotten out of the line. Please see my written report for all final findings and recommendations. Again, this is Nick with Williams Sewer Line Inspectors. Thank you very much, and have a great day.